Alright folks, that's it. We are heading out. Oof. Speed bumps. Oof. 1,096 miles to go from here, according to the GPS. Probably gonna stick to the freeway for a little while, and then I'm thinking maybe once I get out of this area, I'll get off the freeway. See how that goes for a while. Ugh. I'm gonna get gas right here, $1.89, not bad. Gas is pretty cheap down here. Then I'm gonna head out. So I decided to get off the freeway and just take county roads, probably all the way back home. That's the plan right now anyway. Because, you know, all my trips up until now have been about getting there. You know, you don't really take time to enjoy the trip, it's about getting there. Well, when you're in an RV, particularly one as versatile and capable of going places as this one is, you really got to enjoy the trip. That's as much about the vacation as the destination. The trip is just as important. And you really don't see a lot from the freeway. Freeways bypass towns and go over them and that kind of thing, and you really don't see much. So I decided to kind of kick back, take some county roads, take my time getting back, even if it takes me 3 or 4 days even to get back up home. So be it. I'm just gonna cruise on, see what I see. If there's anything interesting, I'll stop and look. Basically right now I'm paralleling the freeway. I went through this little town and I went under or over the freeway 4 times. Just zigzag back and forth like this through town while the freeway went straight through. That was kind of funny. But I wish I had some dash cam footage to show you, but dash cam's dead. I had to commandeer its power cable for the GPS. So that kind of stinks, but that's the way life is. You just gotta roll with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting. Okay. We're in Hamilton, Alabama, parked at a Walmart. According to all the apps and stuff I have, it says this is an okay overnight place. Still kind of hot today. It's low to mid 80s, I'd say. Anyway, I got out of the van to walk Frank, and I came around the back, and I saw this. That's bad. Now, at first, I thought, holy shit, the lug nut that holds it on came off, and the thing's hanging by the top. No. Move the camera up. Adjust the camera. There we go. If you look in here, it's bent. It's still on there nice and tight, but it's actually bent. So it would seem I somehow bottomed out the back end, and this hit the ground, pushing this out. I don't remember hitting anything, but apparently I did. So what this tells me is I need a taller spare mount. Because if it's going to bottom out that easy, you know, that's no good. So basically I'm just going to bend it back into place. Well, it's on there, but it needs to be tightened. So I'll do that. Okay, as you can see, it is back on. It's still sticking out a bit from the bottom, but it's tight now at least. So that's going to need to be improved, replaced, whatever. Anyway, not 100% sure how far we drove today. Probably it's got to be about 400 miles or close to it. Boy, my lips are dry. Oh yeah. taking the back roads the way I did added a lot of miles to my trip, probably about 200, maybe 3, and several hours according to the GPS. But it doesn't matter that much. But I might end up back on the freeway at some point. Maybe I'll get back on the freeway tomorrow and then get off it again once I get into Tennessee. Maybe enjoy some of the mountain roads, that kind of thing. I am going to look at free camping for tomorrow, see what I can find. There was really nothing in this area. I looked on all the various camping sites and apps and stuff, and there was nothing in this area. So I'm going to start looking again tomorrow, see what I can find in northern Tennessee, maybe into Kentucky somewhere, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah. Okay, that's all for today, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Got cold last night. I didn't anticipate that. It dropped down to about 50 degrees, and my furnace doesn't work. The fan blows, but it doesn't get hot. There's something wrong with the igniter, or there's air in the lines or something. I just never bothered to fix it because didn't think I'd be needing it on this trip, but whoa boy. So I thought at first when I woke up, geez, maybe I should just head straight home, but it's still another 700 miles to get home. I really don't want to drive that far in one day. So I am going to get into mid-Indiana. There's a national park there that I've found that has some parking areas where you can park overnight. So that's going to be about 372 miles. I'll get there this evening. It's almost 11 o'clock now, getting kind of a late start. So I'll get there this evening and spend the evening there. So I'll show it to you when I get there. The one thing I forgot to mention, I was able to take a shower this morning without the generator. My water heater started working again. I think maybe there was air in the lines or something like that, because when I first used the stove at Old Federal Campground, when I first lit it, it puffed for a few seconds before all the air got out of the lines. So I'm thinking maybe there was some air in the lines, because when I first got this thing, the propane tank was completely empty. But yeah, I lit it this morning and it works just fine. So I'm pleased by that. And I've only got the one coach battery. However, I do think that there is some draw on the engine battery as well, because when I first installed the engine battery, some of the lights came on, even though there was no battery under the coach yet. So I'm not 100% sure what the deal is there with the electronics. But that being said, I boondocked last night for several hours before I went to bed. Lights were on. I watched TV, watched a movie. Had no problems, no battery reduction no notable reduction. Obviously there was some, but none to be worried about. So maybe someday I'll upgrade the battery bank, and maybe I won't. We shall see. It all depends on how much dry camping I end up doing. And the main reason I wonder how much dry camping I'll be doing is because it's kind of hard to find dry camping in this area. There's just not a lot out there, which is really a shame. I read the other day that campground companies are sort of coercing the local municipalities into banning boondocking, which is why a lot of Walmarts say that they can't allow parking overnight, because it's against city ordinances, and a lot of those ordinances were put in place at the behest of campgrounds because they want to force travelers into paying to camp at their site even if it's overnight, which I think to be total bull. If it's true, I think that's completely ridiculous. But that's one of the possible reasons why dry camping and overnight parking is sometimes a little hard to find. However, you can still park overnight on BLM lands. Well, you can park more than overnight, but you can still dry camp on BLM land. You can still dry camp on in national forests if you can find a spot that is not private property, because a lot of the national forest is private property. And some state parks will let you do it, that kind of thing. So you just got to do your research. There's a lot of websites out there where you can help you find dry camping, which is what I was able to do last night to find the spot where I'm going now. So anyway, I need to shave. Boy, I must look terrible. I forgot my trimmer at home, and I've been too cheap to buy one. That's why I look so awful. I needed a haircut when I left, and I still haven't gotten one. So I look like a nomad, which I guess is appropriate. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Okay, I don't know how good the light is, whether or not you can see me, so I'm just going to do my best. We are, well, it's about, what, 8 o'clock at night. We are at the Spring Valley Campground and Boat Launch in the Hoosier National Forest, right somewhere near Toad Lick, Indiana. No, Toad Lick. French Lick, Indiana. I say Toad Lick because I've heard that. I've seen a city called that before, and it reminded me of it. Anyway, I don't know where French Lick got its name, although I'd be interested to know. Basically, as you can see, it's just some campsites off the side of the road. You got some picnic tables and fire pits, but it is free to camp, and I'm sure there's a time limit, though I don't know what it is, but I'm only going to be here overnight. And on the other side of those pop-ups is a body of water. Not sure what it is, but I think I'll stroll on down there later, or in the morning. So anyway, Frank has been a pain today. I don't know what his problem is. He's acting like he's afraid of the van. Every time I start walking back toward it with him, he starts pulling away, trying to get away. It's very odd. But he's right here right now. Hi, Frank. What you doing? Yes, I know. You've been whining like that all day. What is your problem? Why are you so averse to the van suddenly? Very weird. In New Orleans, I'd walk him around the parking lot of that place, and then we'd walk back to the van, and he'd jump right in, no problem. And now suddenly he doesn't want to get in the van. No idea why. Cats are weird. Anyway, yeah, not a whole lot to say. Just pretty much drove all day. Didn't do much. Gonna be pretty cold tonight. I think it's gonna drop down close to 40, 48 degrees, I think is what it said. So, I'm going to be bundling up as best I can. I only have 3 blankets. I didn't expect it to be this cold at all during the trip. So anyway, I will bundle up tonight, and then I will get home tomorrow. And after this very long trip, I'm actually looking forward to being home. I've had a lot of fun on this trip, but yeah, it's time to go home. And I'm looking forward to being home. And yeah, the van has performed beautifully. All things considered. I couldn't ask for more. We drove through some real hilly areas on the way to get here. The county roads leading up to this place had some incredibly steep hills where I'm looking over the dashboard like this, trying to see the road coming over the top of the hill. But no, the Queen handled it no problem. No problem. Yeah, that's all for today, I guess. And we will see you in the morning. Okay, good morning. Actually, it was quite a decent night. I had 3 blankets on me. I think I said I had 2, only had 2 earlier, but I found a 3rd one. So yeah, I was plenty warm. I mean, it got chilly last night, but I was perfectly comfortable. But as you can see, this is our campsite. Frank is being weird again. Just took him for a walk, but he's not ready to get back in the van yet. He put up a bit of a fight when he realized we were walking back to the van. So I'm just going to leave him tied up there for a minute while I take a quick walk down here and show you the campground a little bit. Adjust this, there we go. And basically here's the campground. You got a big hill right here with looks like some rocks jutting out of it. But you got campsites with picnic tables and burn pits going all around. You got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have two more where those pop-ups are, and then you have two more beyond it. So decent size for free, and then not too bad. You know, you got the grass, and it's not terribly muddy. I mean, you got some mud right there in that low point, but that's to be expected. So I'm just gonna walk down here and show you a couple other things that I found after taking my video last night. Hopefully Frank will be okay while I'm walking away from him. He tends to be okay. He doesn't try to get out of the harness anymore. Okay, as you can see right here, they got the conditions for the park set up. You know, obviously put your fire out, no garbage service, camping limit 14 days. And you know, you have first come, first serve. Dogs must be on leashes, quiet after 10 p.m., as if anybody pays attention to that. And then all your various rules here. And then over here and up this road, there's bathrooms up there. Really just outhouses, no running water or anything. And then I guess, well, they got it blocked off, but I don't know, you could probably still go hiking up that way. Anyway, down this road, you've got boat launch. Electric motors only, which is interesting, which I'm guessing is because this body of water is so small. I don't know the name of this body of water. But however, there are a couple more campsites over here that I'm wishing I had noticed before I parked. I would have parked down here if I'd known, but oh well. There's a little trail down here, as you can see. I guess this is for smaller boats or fishing, that kind of thing. If you got a fishing pole, you can come down here and catch a few. Or I saw somebody down here doing that last night. And if you got a small kayak, you don't have to go all the way down to the boat launch. Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of nice. I don't know how well the sun is in the lens or not, but try and block it. There you go. Yeah, it's peaceful. It's quiet. The mist coming off the water is pretty nice looking, but it's decent. Yeah. You know, for free camping, it's pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with it. I'll have to come back here someday. Unfortunately, as many people know, those who seek out free camping, often you have to deal with less than desirable neighbors. No offense to anybody who seeks out free camping. I'm one of them. But the fact is, some people who go to these places are just not the most desirable types of people, not the most considerate types of people. One example is last night. As I said, quiet time is 10 p.m. These people in the pop-ups were blasting music until like midnight. But I just put in my earplugs and I was fine. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on the road. Hopefully get home today. Looking forward to being home. It's been a wonderful trip, but yeah, getting a little homesick now. So let's get home. One more thing you ought to know about this site is there is no Verizon cell service whatsoever. I don't know about AT&T or Sprint or any of the others. I've only got Verizon, and I've got basically nothing. When I'm in the van, it says no service at all. If I walk down the road, I can get one tiny little bar, sometimes enough to send a text. That's it. So don't expect to be in any kind of communication here. Oh, and to be a little more specific about where this is. If you want to come here, I don't know the GPS coordinates, but as I said last night, this is the Saddle, what was it? Spring Valley Boat Ramp and Campground. I'll show you the sign. It's right there. I'm sure you can look it up online. The best directions I can give you is French Lick, Indiana, and you look for the intersection of South County Road 375 and South County Road 550. You find those two, that intersection, and then you go south on County Road 550, and it's just about a mile down the road. So this road I'm standing on right now is County Road 550, and up that way is 375. So look for that intersection on a map, and it will be fairly easy to find. Otherwise, I'm sure you can go to freecampsites.net. That's how I found it. You can also probably check out the Forest Service website. I'm sure they've got it on there somewhere. And yeah, this is a decent place. You can come here just overnight, or you can spend a few days or 2 weeks. All right, that's enough. Let's go home. All right, just had lunch at Steak and Shake. I like Steak and Shake. It's not exactly fancy, but you can't beat the price, I'll tell you. They got several meals for $4. You know, you can get a burger and fries for $4. And if you just order water instead of a soda or a milkshake, you know, you can walk out of there for $5 plus tip. Really good. But I got a milkshake. You can't go to Steak and Shake without getting a shake, can you? So we still got a ways to drive. We're about 300 miles yet to go. We'll probably get back around 5 or 6. It's 12:15 now. If this guy in front of me will actually hit the gas and go. There you go. I'm really bummed I don't have a dash cam. There was some nice scenery on the way to that campground last night. You know, Kentucky and Tennessee, they got a lot of nice hills and mountains and cliffs and rock faces and things like that that are really nice to see, and I can't show them to you. I got a feeling that this video and possibly 2 videos, I don't know if I'll break this up into 2 or just 1, but I got a feeling it's going to suffer a little bit compared to the first 2 I posted. Kind of a bummer, but things will get better. You know, I'm not a professionally trained videographer like Nomadic Fanatic is, so I just sort of wing it. Oh my god, the traffic here is insane. As soon as the traffic clears, somebody pulls out off of another road or something. I can't seem to get anything out of here. There we go. Looking forward to getting home and getting a haircut and a beard trim. Man, I feel horrible. My beard is so freaking long. And I've just been too cheap to buy a trimmer. And I could have stopped and got a haircut somewhere, but I always had other things on my mind. So now that I'm getting close to home and I'm not having all those other things, I'm starting to really feel scruffy. So I'm looking forward to getting trimmed up. Alright, so we're about 2 miles from the freeway, and we're gonna be hammered down most of the way home here. Probably just stop for gas and maybe a break here and there, but pretty much just hammer down home. Okay, home sweet home. It's 5:30 almost exactly. Just pulling onto my street here. The house appears to be the way I left it. Pretty much exactly. Nobody picked up my mail. I thought my mom was going to do that, but apparently she forgot. There we go, back her in. Yeah, there we go. Too wide. Always do that. There we go. that's it. We are home. All in all, a very successful trip. The Queen ran great, performed great, handled the mountains just fine. I know, Frank, I know. He's gotten used to going out whenever we stop, so now whenever I stop, he whines. Anyway, I don't know when I'm going to be able to make another video. Now that the trip is over, I'm going to have to start focusing on all the other things that I've been neglecting over the entire summer because I've been working on this thing. However, there is a lot more work to be done on this thing. I still got to do the toilet. I got to find all the leaks. I got to replace the carpet. I got to yada, 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 yada. So there's definitely more content to come. I just don't know when it's going to be. So until then, I hope you enjoyed everything. I hope you enjoyed the trip. I hope you enjoyed all the repair videos I've done. And thank you for subscribing and watching and commenting. It means a lot to know that people are enjoying it. And that's all. Oh, also, a viewer named Steven up in Alaska, I believe, contacted me and he emailed me all the manuals and schematics and everything that go with this van and vans like it, because he had one very similar and he's just offered to email it to me and he did so, and apparently he also snail mailed me a manual for the generator. So Steven, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That was very generous of you to do. So hopefully those things will, and I'm certain those things will come in handy for sure. Definitely, especially the electrical one, because I got to figure out the electrical. So it's pouring rain. I'm going to take Frank inside, let him realize where we are before I let him back outside on his own. Okay, Frank, come here. Come here, Frank. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. All right, say goodbye. Say goodbye, Frank. Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.